to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Laurel. I am a wife, mama, spoonie, and writer. I talk about all of those things on this channel in varying degrees, but mostly about my writing and reading. So today, as you saw from the title, we are here for my June wrap-up and my July TBR, which is really up in the air, so we'll see how that goes. Let's get started with the main detail, which is I actually completed my 2023 reading challenge today, June 30th. So I had a goal to read 52 books, one book a year. That's been my challenge the last 2 or 3 years. And it's halfway through the year and I just hit that challenge. So I'm wondering if I can maybe get to 100 books this year, which would be incredible and would be the most I've ever read in my adult life for sure. Maybe even the most I've ever read. I know I used to read a Goosebumps like 1 per day when I was a kid, but there weren't enough Goosebumps that I would have been able to do that and read 100 of them in a year. So it might be the most that I've read ever. We'll see if I hit that 100. Last year my goal was 52 and I read 70 books. So 100 would be really crazy cool. Okay, so in June, I read Such a Quiet Place by Megan Miranda. I read The Last to Vanish by Megan Miranda. I reread Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. I read The Rural Diaries, Love, Livestock, and Big Life Lessons Down on Mischief Farm by Hilary Burton Morgan, who, if you don't know, that is Peyton from One Tree Hill, and she is married to Jeffrey Morgan. And it was really good. Actually, I was really surprised. I read Lost in the Moment and Found, number 8 of the Wayward Children's series. I read The Last House Guest by Megan Miranda. Can you see a theme here? And I actually don't love Megan Miranda's books. I much prefer Riley Sager, but these are just the ones that happened to come up on my library app this month. And then today I read The Stonewall Riots by Gail E. Pittman. And I read that today in its entirety on the last day of Pride Month. So this was the book that crossed the finish line for me for 52 books and completing my goal. It was a really good reading month. As you can see, I am on a thriller kick, and that started in May or April. That started in April. And yeah, that's a lot of what I've been reading. Conveniently, because my library has all of those books, they come up pretty quickly for me. So yeah, I've been reading a lot of that, but every book I read in June I marked as 4 stars except Big Magic, which I marked as 3. I find it hard to rate nonfiction books and reference books. It's just tricky. So that's what I read in June. It was a great reading month. And I started a couple other books as well that I haven't finished. So those are, I did start both of these in June. Can you even see that? The Counselors by Jessica Goodman and Conquering Writer's Block and Summoning Inspiration by K.M. Weiland. So I did start those in June. I will be continuing them in July. I also started this way back in May. And because I switched to the Writer's Block book, I put this one down for a while. So I would like to continue in this one in July as well. I just picked up this from the library. This has been on my radar, but because it's a middle grade, it wasn't one I necessarily wanted to buy. So I'm gonna read this and then I'm gonna pass it to my middle grader to read, and then we'll take that back to the library. So that'll be exciting. It's about camp, it's about queer kids. That is my personality in a book, besides thrillers and nonfiction. This is it. So definitely going to read those. So that's 4. And then I have this stack of graphic novels that I bought throughout probably May and June. I want to say. These two, Lilia the Accidental Witch and Slip. I actually got these from the Glad Bookshop in Toronto. It's a queer bookstore, the first queer bookstore in the world, actually. And then these two are also queer, but I got these from probably Indigo. This one's from Indigo for sure. I think this one's Indigo. Yeah, so these are all queer. Wish I had gotten to them in June, but I didn't. So those are all on my list for July as well. And I can typically plow through a graphic novel a lot faster than a regular novel. So maybe I'll be able to read all 8 of the things that I showed you. We will see. I also just started The Only One Left by Riley Sager as an audiobook from the library yesterday or the day before. I'm reading that for the Literally Dead book club with Books and Lala. So I will have to add another audiobook once I finish that one. But that's the one I am starting with right now. I was reading Legends and Lattes. I was listening to Legends and Lattes for a bit in June, and I had something else come up that I wanted to listen to more, and then my library hold on that one ran out. So that one's back on hold. So if that one comes up in July, I'll definitely finish that one off. And yeah, really my TBRs are based like 75%, I would say, maybe even more, around what comes up on the Libby app for me, whether it's audiobook or a ebook, because I am now obsessed with my Kobo Libra 2. Love that so much. And did you know, I learned this on TikTok, that you can hack it to add custom lock screens? Look at that. You should be writing. That's right. I should be writing. I shouldn't be talking to you all right now. So that's what I'm gonna get back to, is what I'm actually supposed to be doing. But that's my June wrap up and my July TBR-ish, sort of, maybe. And thanks for stopping by. If you have read any of these books, I would love to hear your thoughts below. And otherwise, I will see you in the next one. I hope you had a great Canada Day. If you celebrate, we do not, kind of goes against our values a little bit. Or 4th of July. I think this is going up on 4th of July. So if you're American, happy Independence Day. Is that what 4th of July is? Sorry. Anyways, I hope you had a great long weekend, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, friends.